Well, hello everybody, this is Dear Mama Sal, and I'm not sure if you can see this. I've got the interior lights on of my car. I've just arrived at the border, having just visited Benji and Judy, which was great. And there's a huge line up at the border here, so I thought rather than waste my time, I'd say hello to you guys. Not sure if you're going to be able to see this or not, but if necessary, you can listen to it when I get to the other side. So I left Olympia this morning, having visited my sister and her husband down there. And then about lunchtime, I left and went to go and visit Benji and Judy, which was awesome. Benji and I got to spend some time together and discuss the December dance-a-thon thing. Dance-ember, whatever it's called, you know what I'm talking about. And how the sort of ideas that I had about it for next year, and we came up with all sorts of things, so it was really great. Plus we got some time to hang out, and then Judy and Juliana came back and we got a little bit of time to hang out, and then the family arrived, so it was really quite an eventful couple of hours. I think I arrived about 3 or so, and left about 6, or 6:30, somewhere in there. It's difficult to leave when you go visit them. And so it was really great fun, though. I'm very glad I stopped in, and we did a present exchange, and it was just fun. You know, I arrived there pretty down, and I certainly felt very uplifted by the time I left. And then on the way back, I got a really nice cup of coffee on Benji's suggestion in his hometown, and it was great. That kept me awake. I've just filled up with gas. My car was actually running on fumes. I thought I'd have just enough to get to the border and fill up just before the border, which is what I did. But I really did run it almost to fumes before I filled it up. And I can't remember how much I spent filling it up, but you know, it's a darn sight cheaper in the States than it is in Canada. Hence the reason I wanted to run it on fumes before I started filling it up. It was good. And so it was interesting because it took me just about a full tank of gas to go all the way to Olympia and back again. Because I wasn't on an empty tank when I crossed into the States. I probably had a third of a tank. Maybe a quarter of tank, I think. Somewhere in there. So I filled it right up before I went down to Olympia. So I filled up, as you know, as I came across the border. And I ran it right the way down to fumes before I filled it up again. So that was quite good mileage, really, when you consider the distance that I went, and that I'm running a V8, and I'm quite happy with that. Let me think. All in all, it was a good trip to do. I'm glad I did it. It was tough in places, but still glad I did the trip. I was thinking about popping into the duty free and picking up some perfume on the way back, and then realized I haven't been gone for 48 hours, and if I'm going to get dinged for my perfume, I'd like to do it. If I'm going to buy perfume, I want to do it so I can guarantee myself not having to pay duty on it. I of course happen to like a particularly expensive perfume, you know, go figure. And one that you can't get easily, but you can normally get it at duty free for some reason. And some of you are probably going, which ones, huh? I don't know why, but many years ago, probably 20-something years ago, I came across a perfume made by Paloma Picasso, and it was the original one that bore her name. The original Paloma Picasso perfume, and I still wear it to this day. It's amazing how, you know, I'm sure a lot of you have worn perfume, the same brand, for a long time, and I have never found anything that I like better for my skin. And I say for my skin because I think perfumes react differently for different people. and on different people's skins. And this particular perfume, I think must smell quite good on me, because people remark on it all the time, and I don't put so much on that people remark on it. It's just people will just do a double take and go, wow, what is that perfume? And I just smile and go, Blum Gasser. Thank you. Or I have people, when they hug me, they go, they hang on for an extra hug and go, wow, what's that perfume? So to me, that's always a good sign when people do that. And by the way, men particularly. So good to know. And so I will pick it up next time I come across, if I'm away for 48 hours. It's interesting, they said when they put the warning lights up that there was only 35 minutes delay here. This looks a lot longer than 35 minutes to me, but I could be wrong. Let's do a time check. I've probably been talking for 5 at least, and it's 8:09 now. I had hoped to be home by now. Wrong. Why are these people all coming back on a Friday? I want to go away for the weekend, people, and let me come back on Friday. Apparently not. So, big thanks to Bulge, who did a great job of chatting, and we did all sorts of stuff. We did some of his stuff, some of my stuff, and then I'm very, very grateful, because I needed somebody that I could really tell my truth to at that moment, and it's great. And I would say that to all of you, if ever you get sort of triggered, it's really good to have, just go to somebody that you trust with your truth, and just ask them if you can vent. And by venting I mean, if you swear they're not going to die and think you're a bad person, or if you say nasty things, they're not going to hold it against you. It's just you need to vent. You need to let out that anger, or that frustration, or emotion, whatever it is, sadness, whatever it is. I think mine was sadness to a large degree. And then I realized, I've got stuff coming at me at all angles at the moment. Excuse me, at all angles at the moment. And it's not surprising I was feeling a little bit strange. So I'm going to need to take extra care. Now I'm looking at the lineup that started to happen on the BC side coming down, and it looks like it's not as long as the lineup coming back in. At the moment, I'm just about to go level with the Peach Arch itself. I should show you that. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. I guess you can. So this is the monument they put up. And it's beautiful. There's no doubt about it. It's a wonderful, welcoming sight for when you come back into the country. And it was put up exactly on the border, I believe. I think that's the border marker right there. And it says "Children of a Common Mother." And in 1814, I think it says, I don't know what it says after that, open 100 something. So, but it's a beautiful monument to remind people. I guess it's standing on the original border post, I would think. I've never actually been to read the inscription on it. I know what you're saying. Field trip. You guys are really... I can hear you, So, I was quite torn, because that Benji and Judy asked me to stay the night if I wanted to, and there's part of me that really wanted to, but and there was part of me that also really needs to get home to find out how Beaner is. He had that fall just before I left, And I'm not sure how long Bean Bean's going to be around, and that did not look good to me. And everything that happens like this is another step closer to the decision I have to make. And as you know, those of you who've been following me for the last year, you know I don't want to make this decision too soon, but on the other hand, I don't want to make it too late either. So if he continues to do things like this, I will not make him suffer. I will not let that happen. But, if he has the occasional problem like this, that's understandable. I was warned it would happen. And he's due to go back to the vet for a checkup pretty soon, so I'm going to take him in the next couple of weeks. And, my vet's really good. She'll let me know if it's time. And then don't ask what I'm going to be like. I have no idea whether I will get another dog pretty soon or not. I'm not used to living without it. I'm not used to living without a dog. And I've already sort of sussed out, I think I know what sort of dog I will get next time. Mind you, that rarely works for me. And I say that because when my previous dog Bud died after 15 years, I was quite convinced I wasn't going to get another big dog. And Beena turned out being bigger than Bud. So, the one place I must not go is to the pound. Because I don't know how not to take out a dog that I'm pretty sure nobody else is going to want because it's too big and looks too vicious or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm a glutton for taking those dogs out of the pound. And it's funny because I keep saying to myself, one day will you just get a regular dog? But to be fair, I used to do the same thing with my horses as well. And I used to buy horses. I always seem to buy the troublesome horse. Why is that? Mind you, I think I did it with men as well. Oh, such a nice comment from, I think it was Patty. Patty, wherever you are. I love your comments. They always make me chuckle. She was saying, on the video that I put up where the Corvette passed me, and she said, did I notice you have some flashback memories? And I burst out laughing because I did, of course. She was quite right. But then what I said to her was, it was really strange because as that Corvette went past, I said to myself, beautiful Corvette, the wrong model, but beautiful Corvette, and I had memories about Corvettes. And then, but it was the wrong model, because I go back, way back, to the very old style Corvette, the original Corvette. And I said, what a pity, because the original one was such a great shape, and it had great memories for me. And I'm not joking, within 15 minutes, on the other side of my car, the first one passed me on the left-hand side, and within 15 minutes I'm driving next to, guess what? The original shape Corvette. And I went, I don't believe that was a coincidence myself. Great memory. Really great memory. Okay, that was really weird. Okay, so there's a guy walking, and you understand we are sort of within probably a couple of 100 yards of the border. And there's a guy in a hoodie who got out of one car, went to another car, pulled out what looks like it was a baby seat, put that in the original car, and now is walking his way up to the border. Now he's crossing all sorts of lines of traffic and getting it now. Weird. And getting in a totally different car. Very strange. Very strange indeed. Now then, it's supposed to be a really good idea if I had. Oh gosh, what did I do? There we go. Really good idea if you had your passport. My Canadian passport, of course. So proud of that. So it was quite funny when I was coming through this time, because you know it's a brand new passport. Those of you who watch me become a Canadian this year, even the guy at the US border, he goes, "This looks like a brand new passport." I said, "Well, I did get it in March." And I thought, I have been through once. And he said, "You only just became a Canadian?" I said, "Yeah, it only took me 26 years. I think he gave up on me at that point. Well, this is still going to take quite a bit of time, so I wonder how your day's been. I really was aware that I needed to sort of keep to at least some sort of routine, otherwise I wouldn't get any video up for this weekend, because I'm probably going to sleep all day tomorrow. You understand, I've driven a long way in the last 24 hours. I've driven, of the 24 hours, I have driven at least 10 hours of the 24. That's not bad, is it? That's like a quarter of the time I spent driving. So it was a lot of driving. I think I did, what, 4 hours down, I think, and 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it'll be close to 10 hours by the time I get home. And luckily I don't live very far away from the other side of the border. So once I get through this lineup, and I'm probably about 25 cars away now, which is getting closer all the time, I won't have that much farther to go. I decided to come through the border that is very close to my home because of that, because I am getting tired now. It's time for me to stop driving and start relaxing. So the chances are you're probably not going to hear from me tomorrow. I had hoped to be back in time to do a broadcast tonight, but I don't think I'm going to have the energy to do that. So we will do that, hopefully. I just realized I didn't put that up on the broadcast sites that I would be away this week, this Friday. Ooh, that's not good news. So, not good news at all. Oh well. I guess they found out the hard way at lunchtime, right? Wow, why didn't I remember that? Oh, well, I didn't. Yeah, bad behavior. My apologies to everybody who was thinking I was going to be broadcasting live from somewhere. That's a pity. Oh well, get over it, move on. So, I definitely will do a program tomorrow night. That is Saturday, and one on Sunday. So we can get that sorted away. So one of the things I was talking to Benji about was I wondered, you know, what you guys had enjoyed. If you took the whole telethon 24-hour experience, what did you enjoy in it, and how was it as a viewer? You know what I mean? And hopefully we will get some questionnaires done on that one. I just find it really interesting to find out what people enjoyed. What we think you enjoyed and what you actually enjoyed could be two different things. And that's really important. I really love Benji's balance. And that's what 3 years of doing this, or 4 years, or 5 years, whatever they've been doing it at for now. That's what that experience does for you, because we were discussing at a very small point, the couple of hater type comments that came out, and he just reminded me. I thought it was wonderful. He said, "Okay, at that time, how many thousand people were watching? Maybe 8,000." And we had 1 or 2 haters. That's a good point. And the only thing is that what those of us who deeply care get tied into is, that's 1 or 2 too many as far as we're concerned. Am I right? We hate that. It's like, I really thank you guys when anybody tries to do a hater thing on me. I notice that you guys are very quick to jump in there and shut them up. I really appreciate that, because if I go in there to shut them up, you understand, I just will. I want to use the word exacerbate. No, what's the word? I think it is exacerbate. I will make the situation worse, because as funny as I can be with one-liners, I can also be equally biting with one-liners. So it's not a good idea to get me angry, because that other part of me comes out quite strongly, and I'm not proud of that, but it's a reality. And so I think it's just wonderful that Benji has that mentality and can just totally keep his distance emotionally from those comments, which is great. And that's why it's really good to go and just talk to him every now and then about these things, because he's been there and done that. He's been there after a year and 2 years and 3 years. He knows what's going on. And it's so funny, because I think that was one of the major lessons I had this weekend was, boy, I have hit a whole new way of life, and not many people are going to understand it, except for people who've done it. And what Benji was saying as well, not even the viewers understand it, because they just, don't understand how many hours, one has to put in to make this possible. And I said, I think some do. I really do get a sense that some of you really do know that this is, it takes up many hours of a day, not just the time that we're physically talking or recording. That is actually the easy bit. I think Manon found that out the hard way, but she's still doing it, so that's something she's probably going to do for a long time now. So bon chance, Manon. I really do admire the fact that you did give it a go and that you are still doing it, because there's a lot of learning, and that is a good thing. That's a very good thing. So one of the things that I have to say is that I value the two-way trade of doing this. It's not a one-way trade. People are always saying to me, oh gosh, it's so wonderful that you do this and help people and da-da. I'm going, no. Really, I really do realize now that it is very much a two-way trade, because you guys make me laugh on a daily basis. You make some comment about one of my doofus things or something, and I will literally burst out laughing out loud. Now, why is that not a two-way trade? I make you laugh with my doofusness. That's a nice word, isn't it? Doofusness? Oh, doofusness. I like that even better. A doofusness. Gotta find a way to bring that into general conversation. It's about my doofusness. I like that. Anyway, so it is a two-way trade. It's not a one-way trade. And that makes it much more fun. And I certainly feel that, when I see some of the comments from some of the viewers, and I go, that they actually are looking for me to make a total fool of myself now. It's so easy, isn't it? I just have to be who I am and enjoy the small things in life. And that would be a very important message to you all. Oh, it's another one. Oh no, she's just got out of one side and getting in the other. That's weird. Is the seat more comfortable on the other side? No idea what happened then. People do the funniest things, don't they? You probably got the idea that I'm actually a people watcher. And you'd be right. It's now 8:29. So I guess it's time for me to wrap this up. I hope you had a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. I'm sending you a very big virtual hug. Thank you for being along for the trip. And I hope that by the time I do the broadcast tomorrow that I will have got something cleaned up in my bedroom so that it doesn't look like the bomb hit inside it, because that's what it looks like at the moment. I'm not looking forward to seeing that. But big hugs to you all. I hope you were able to see some of this, if not that you enjoyed listening to it. This is DearMamaSal's saying bye for now.